All right. So, well, oh man, take 1 week off and you forget how to start the
I
show.
think we should just keep the introduction we have of Jeremy being like, so we weren't supposed to do anything this week.
All right. Welcome to Pop Culture Roulette for all your pop culture needs. We're America's podcast. All right, everybody, welcome. I'm Nicholas, joined by future news headline with going postal, Justin.
Hey, fingers crossed.
and noted leprechaun enthusiast Jeremy.
Aye.
I'm amazing.
All right, so we missed last week. Some of us had more important things to do. Other of us were dealt really, really shitty internet by Spectrum. So Spectrum, you can go fuck yourself.
Amen.
And other of us just rearranged our living rooms.
So I went into Spectrum to hand the modem to them, and they were like, "I can't believe you have that ancient modem." And they handed me because they said, "Oh, we don't even put them together anymore. Now it's a separate router and a separate modem." So they handed me 2 boxes. But hopefully that means some of the internet problems you guys have heard out of us before goes away, because in the week that I've had it, like, it has been amazing. In fact, on my phone, I've got the little Wi-Fi signal and it says 6 instead of just having like all the little bars. So
Awesome.
I'm pretty happy. All right. We missed St. Patrick's Day because we didn't record last week. So I have a quick little game.
Oh,
Thanks.
sweet.
All right. So I know we enjoy the name game. So I came up with I couldn't find a lot of Irish celebrities that don't go by their actual names, but I found a few. So Bono's real name, is it Paul David Hewson, John Michael Hansen, Ben Oliver Norrigan, or Brendan O'Bonaghan?
Oh, man.
What was A and B?
A is Paul David Hewson. B is John Michael Hansen. This is Bono's real name.
I thought his real name was Steve, but
Right. You also could choose Ben Oliver Norrigan or Brendan O'Bonaghan.
I'm going to say A. Brendan O'Bonaghan sounds like you made it up because it has Bono in it.
I agree with that. I'm going to go with the John one.
Well, okay. Justin gets it. Justin was right. I was hoping to actually trip you up with the Bonnigan thing because you guys like, oh, well, that's how we got the name Bono. It's actually in there. That's also why Ben Oliver Norrigan existed, because it had the first letters. Apparently,
we didn't put that together.
Apparently, I'm not as clever as I thought I was. All right. Sticking with the same band, The Edge.
Okay.
Is his real name Ed Gerwick, Francis O'Sullivan, David Howell Evans, or Larry Edgewick?
Okay. I feel like that last one is like the Bono one. Putting Edge in the Edgenstein.
Yeah.
Can you read them again? I'm sorry.
All right, you have
just A, B, and C. We don't need D.
Okay. Well, you're going to be feel silly if it is D, aren't you? Ed Gerwick, Francis O'Sullivan, David Howell Evans, or the one you don't want to hear again, Larry Edgewick.
Okay. I'm going to go with David. I'm going to go with C.
I'll go with B.
Justin once again gets it right.
Jeez. Wow, look at you go.
Have you not seen my YouTube collection of stuff I've got?
I haven't. I didn't know.
Yeah.
All right. So Olivia Jane Cockburn.
Okay. Who's
Her
that?
her real the name that we all know her by, is it Olivia Munn, Olivia Coleman, Olivia Rodrigo, or Olivia Wilde?
This time I'm going with D.
Oh, I was gonna go with D as well.
We can both take the D.
I'll
Okay.
take the D with Justin.
Okay, well you're both right. Wow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she is Irish and American citizenship. She has dual citizenship, so she counted. And because I needed a fourth one, I couldn't come up with anything. Which James Bond is Irish? Daniel Craig, Pierce Brosnan, Sean Connery, or George Lazenby?
Huh.
That's a good question. I guess I'll just say George Lazenby, but
I'm going to say Daniel Craig.
Oh, you both got that one wrong. It's Pierce Brosnan.
okay.
Daniel Craig is British. Pierce Brosnan is the Irish one. Sean Connery is Scottish, and George Lazenby is Australian.
How do you know they don't have some Irish in them?
Yeah, can we see ancestry DNA
Yeah.
tests of all these guys?
Yeah, I'd like an
Um,
ancestry.com. 23andMe, those four. Let's go.
Well, I mean, I didn't do a full history. I didn't get on genealogy.com and do a breakdown on the exact.
So we might not be wrong. Partial credit.
I mean, you can claim it all you want. I'm just saying.
What about Timothy Dalton and the other guy?
Roger Moore is also British, and I think Timothy Dalton is also British.
Okay.
But I didn't write those down because I only needed 4.
No, I understand. I was just curious if you knew the other two, because you just have an extensive knowledge.
I do have an extensive knowledge of useless trivia, which is why we started this podcast. So-
Right. So it's my I like to do those questions instead of just Googling it sometimes, because I know there's potential that you'll have the answer.
Yeah, and I would say that honestly, I know that Roger Moore is British, and I think I would put good money that Timothy Dalton is also British.
All right.
So, all right. Well, do we want to handle the bad news up front, or do we want to just handle that at the end?
Justin,
It depends what bad news. Is it bad news? I think it is.
I think you know.
Justin, this is your segment.
Oh, Celebrity Death Watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we get like a theme song for this segment? Would that be in poor taste?
Well, I mean, other podcasts have a death watch segment with a theme song, so I guess not.
This is where you could enter your commercial for
Seasons of Life.
Seasons of Life.
Was that in poor taste?
It might be, but it also could be funny. I don't know if your friend would like it as much as
he did respond to it, and he said he liked it, so I guess it's okay.
He's like, I liked it, but don't you ever run that again.
You're fired. Don't even run the real ad anymore. We're not doing business together.
In fact, I'm dropping in a movie club. No, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess that all depends on how your friend would feel about if we ran an ad right before we give every time we have to give a celebrity death.
Celebrity Death Watch is sponsored by Seasons of Life.
Well, we could do something like completely different and just be like, just a quick one where we're like Celebrity Death Watch. And if it's a celebrity we hate, we make a hellish sound. And if it's a celebrity we like, we go like, ah.
Bunch of harps.
Yeah.
Well, since you're the producer of the show.
Since when is that on my credits? I mean, I'll take it, but
I mean, basically, it's always been that way. It's
Yeah.
just
I thought we just shared I thought we were all co-producers.
We're like
Well-
those executive producers that don't actually do anything.
yeah.
It just pops up, executive produced by.
Well, you guys certainly do more research and homework than I ever do.
That's because you have to do the rest of the work.
Fair.
All right. So anyway,
Get this back on the rails.
yeah.
That's a no then for the.
Oh no, absolutely do it. Like go for it.
I like the idea. I like the
I'm
idea
I'm all
of
for it. Yeah.
harps or
Okay.
hellfire and brimstone.
So in this case, it'd be Celebrity Death Watch. I'm guessing.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
bunch,
yeah,
of, bunch
absolutely.
of harps.
This one hit me hard. This one was tough.
Yeah. Yeah. For real. Yeah. It was.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess we should probably say Taylor Hawkins
Hmm.
from the Foo Fighters.
And Alanis Morissette.
Oh, that's right. He was
He was her drummer.
Didn't know that.
He was their drummer for Alanis Morissette, and then he tried out for the Foo Fighters. And
mean-
he asked, from what I've read and stuff, he asked Alanis if he could leave her band to join the Foo Fighters because he had a feeling that band might be something big.
Well, and I mean, if memory serves, him and Dave Grohl are like because are one of the only original members of the Foo Fighters. I mean, I think Pat Smear joined.
He comes
later.
and goes.
Right, but I mean, I know he's been there almost from the beginning, but he wasn't there for the very beginning.
I'm
And
going on Google.
But I mean, I know Taylor Hawkins has been. I mean, him and Dave Grohl are some of the bigger parts of the music videos. I mean, he's so energetic. I've seen them 4, maybe 5 times live. I mean, he's really good. I mean, one of the best ones I ever saw of them was they had 2 drum sets set up and they both came out, Dave Grohl and Taylor, and had like a drum off to start
Nice.
the show.
That's cool.
So that one hurts. Obviously, I mean, it just happened, so we don't know the cause, but it doesn't hurt any less.
Yeah.
Taylor Hawkins joined in 97. Dave Grohl was 94. Pat Smear 95.
Oh,
The bassist, Nate Mendel, has been the longest one there since 95.
oh, okay. For some reason, I thought Taylor Hawkins was was the original, but I guess.
Well, I think originally didn't Dave do the drums and everything on the first album?
Well, he probably did the whole first album by himself,
Right.
or at least did all the tracking. But you can't do it all live. I mean, it's like Lenny Kravitz and Trent Reznor. Like Lenny Kravitz does pretty much everything by himself in the studio, but has the band come in and do everything later so that he can get it all right for the live stuff. So
Is
does
that just so he doesn't have to pay them royalties for the album? You didn't
I'm,
do anything, you bum.
I'm sure he pays them, but like it's just Trent Reznor, I think, does a lot of the same stuff. I know Prince did a lot of the same stuff. I was just, but yeah, I mean, that was kind of shocking. I think it was Friday night as I was getting ready to go to bed. I flipped open my phone just to kind of give one quick peruse of the news, and somebody had said something on Twitter, and I'm like, well, that can't be real. So I went to a real news page, and I was like, holy shit, it is.
I think we need to have peruse the news as a segment. I like it.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I was at work and I got the alert on my I think it's on my watch on my phone.
Yeah.
It's just like this. No, I don't buy it.
Yeah, really unfortunate. Wasn't he? He was only like 50, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. Really sucks. And they were like right in the middle of doing some big promotion stuff for. So didn't something like just come out like yesterday or 2 days ago?
They're doing the Grammys.
The Oscars are tonight, but nobody's watching it. So
I thought they were supposed to be on the Grammys, like performing.
Oh,
I
okay. Yeah.
I don't know
I
if
know-
that's pre-recorded already or if they're gonna.
I know they were supposed to have, they're in South America doing some tour right now.
Oh, yeah. And then there was some EP that came out. It's like it was like a soundtrack for that movie.
Yeah, that movie just came out. I wanted to
Yeah.
go see that, but I didn't.
Me too.
Yeah, that looked interesting.
I mean, it looks cheesy as all get out, but I mean, I think that's the point.
Yeah.
So
Do you think this is it for the Foo Fighters, or
No.
they just pick up with?
they'll take a few months off or whatever, and they'll hire a new drummer, or they'll get a session guy to come in for a little while to finish off the tour, and then they'll find not necessarily not saying that he's replaceable. I'm just saying like I think the Foo Fighters is Dave Grohl. Like, the other guys are part of it, but Dave Grohl is the main.
As long as Dave's there, I think they can always have the Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
They're supposed to perform at the Grammys Sunday, April 3rd.
Yeah. So who knows if maybe they'll perform at the Grammys in honor of Taylor Hawkins. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll get me to watch the Grammys, because I sure as fuck ain't watching the Oscars tonight.
Yeah.
Well,
No, we're
mainly-
recording. We got this to do.
Mainly because we're recording instead, but
I mean, we could always turn it on and do a live play-by-play.
not interested.
That's the play-by-play. Well, this
Not
nope.
interested. Still not interested. Hour 2, still not interested.
Yeah.
Well,
Wait till Amy Schumer came out, turned it off.
I do have the variety page open with the winners list, just in case. But
Little interest right there.
I don't know any of them, so it doesn't even matter.
so all right. Well, let's stay in the music world. And since we already talked about you two,
Us too?
that's an old friend's joke. I love you two. Oh, I love you too.
That's on Scrubs.
I know Friends had it as well. So.
Scrubs had it.
I just finished binging out Scrubs. Man, season 9 is bad.
Yes, I don't even watch that season.
I have not watched it since it originally ran, and I was like, I'm curious to remember if it's as bad as it was. And oh god,
It absolutely is.
I mean, there were a couple of good moments here or there, but overall,
There was not.
No, it was it. I will tell you, when I got to the end of season 8, almost it came really. It's probably the closest I've been, maybe ever, that I can remember. The streak almost ended watching the season finale. What should have been the series finale of Scrubs.
They ended that
Wow.
season so perfectly.
Oh, that moment where he walks out, like his shift ends and he walks out and kind of stares at the screen, and they have that Colin Hay song playing, and they show him and everybody, kind of progressing, and the kids growing up and getting married, and just it really, I mean, it was good when I watched it originally, but I haven't seen it since. I don't think. It just maybe being, now that I'm 43, it hit me a little differently.
It touched you deep inside.
It did. It came really,
Tug the old heartstring.
it was even closer to getting me to finally break down and cry than Ghostbusters Afterlife was.
Mm.
When that dam finally does break, you're gonna just be a big blubbering baby. I just see the snot and uncontrollable 43 years worth of not crying.
Well, I mean, I have cried. I've just never cried at a movie or a TV show. I mean, when I had to put Chevy down, I bawled like a baby.
Right.
But
Yeah.
just for whatever reason, movies and TV can't get me there. But I also don't watch movies where I know that dogs are going to be put down, and that could be differently.
Oh, speaking of dogs, today's my dog's birthday.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
happy birthday,
Lucy?
Lucy.
The big 5.
Ooh.
Wow. Shout out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, back to the Irish band U2 with.
Oh, this podcast is all kinds of places. It's because we missed the week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, and honestly, it's what you come to expect if you listen to this podcast.
That's true.
Well, I was going to say 5 or 6 of you, but I know that's not true. I know there's about 30 to 35 of you.
Yeah, we're making our way in the world.
I don't know
Moving on up.
I don't know who you are, but I know you're there.
Right in.
And we appreciate you.
All but one of you. You know
Whoa.
who you are. Actually, I don't even know. I want to see who writes in and goes, "Why don't you like me?"
Yeah. They just keep them guessing who it could be. That was the case back in the old days when we first did this. There was one person in the audience who we had a beef with.
That is true.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess they stopped listening a long time ago.
I'm pretty sure Nicholas had that beef with them and we just piled on.
Well, yeah, technically.
I mean, I think you guys made it worse, but
That's what we do.
Yeah.
We make it better and worse.
I believe it involved a lot of fantasy stuff at the time, I think, because he called us Bush League on fantasy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of fantasy, let me pull that up real fast. If you want to see a group of men who know shit about shit, look at our bracket standings. Our group of 7 of us for who did the college basketball.
Yeah.
And I have never seen a more pathetic group of men.
That was bad.
We all are terrible.
I mean,
can I say in my defense, just to make me not feel so bad about my picks, I did it at like 9 a.m. after work before the game started.
Well,
that's my excuse. I'm sticking with it.
in my defense, I have no interest and I never had.
Well, what's crazy about it is I picked more correct than any of you, and I'm going to finish in dead last.
Yeah, Jeremy outscored you. And Jeremy at Colorado State go out in the first round in one of his championship teams.
Well, looking at the max possible scores, my father-in-law is going to win.
No.
Well, potentially. Me, you, and my dad are all topped out. We can't score any more points. We're done.
Oh.
Laramie, our friend over at Moving Panels podcast, can get 68 points, and my father-in-law can get 73. Right now, my father, which is crazy because Laramie got picked Kentucky to win it all. So he should have been done day one when Kentucky lost in like one of the first or second games of the tournament.
Was it first game?
It was early.
Was it first game? They went out to St. Pete's?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, because Kentucky was number 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they lost in the first round. I don't know if it was the first game of the tournament or the second game, but they were one of the
first game. They lost to first round. They lost to St. Peter's.
Right. So the fact that Laramie can still win this is just ridiculous.
Not as ridiculous as picking Colorado State in the championship.
Who did that?
Who did that?
I had the best first round I think I've had in a long time.
I think it was like 3, 4.
Yeah, I didn't miss very many. And then I've proceeded to literally get everything wrong since then. It is ridiculous. I've never done. I mean, I probably say this every year, but I don't think I've ever done this badly.
I was so tempted to pick Duke to win it all because it's Coach K's last year, so it's going to set up for him to go out on top.
I know that you guys love conspiracies, and I always kind of shit on them, but I'm going to throw a conspiracy out. How is it that Duke plays like mid-level basketball for most of the year? Now that it's at the end of the year when it's Coach K's end, all of a sudden he starts winning. Come on now. Plus, I was reading. I didn't watch the game, but I was reading. There were some really questionable calls that went Duke's way in the last couple minutes of that last game that they just played.
Yeah, I haven't watched much after I think I only really watched 1 or 2 games in the first round.
I watched Memphis almost beat Gonzaga, at which point my bracket would have been complete. My bracket was still alive at that point. Like I had hope there was like, I'm gonna win this thing. It's gonna be great. And I was so, but I was like, I'll gladly, suck it and finish in dead last if Memphis beats Gonzaga. And then, Memphis just didn't have enough to get it done. And then Gonzaga went ahead and decided to stomp on my heart anyway and destroy everybody's bracket because apparently everyone else thought Gonzaga was going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Well, we'll do this next year. Maybe we'll actually do better or not. It'll just be a fun thing to do every year. And,
Yeah.
I might
So-
just flip a coin. Heads high seed, tails low seed.
You've got just as much chance of getting it right. Doing a better job than what I did.
Maybe I'll do 2 brackets. I'll do a coin flip bracket and then one where I actually maybe try.
So what does the winner get for this? Anything?
Jack squats.
I think at some point I wrote down that they can pick a topic that we'll develop a bracket for and kind of dedicate at least part of an episode to.
Okay.
All right.
So who knows? We'll see if we actually follow through on that. We do have a long history of promising prizes and then never delivering. So
That's true.
Yeah, but we do also have a fondness of brackets.
we do.
So there's a possibility.
Yeah, it's more likely that than you'll get a prize.
Yeah.
Right.
We're gonna do a bracket. We like brackets.
Yeah. So hopefully if Laramie picks it or my father-in-law picks it, they'll give us a good topic and give us something to really work on.
Yeah,
Work with.
Yeah.
Give us something to sink our teeth into.
Okay. Anyway, so back to the Irish band that is U2.
Oh yeah, what the heck? I forgot all about this.
That's where we started here. I don't remember how this rolled into all of that, but
Roll Tide.
I enjoy the band U2. I think they're really good. I don't know what your opinion of them is.
I think you might be in the minority here.
I don't really know enough of their work to say one way or the other.
I mean,
I'll be right there, Jeremy.
I'm not going to say they're the greatest band of all time. They're super consistent. I mean, they don't necessarily, I mean, some of their songs are not, I mean, it's like every band. Some stuff is good, some stuff is not so good. But I mean, their greatest hits album is, fantastic. They have enough hits to fill a couple of greatest hits albums. It's not like some bands where you're like, you have a whole album of greatest hits? I can only think of one song.
We could go through some bands like that.
Yeah.
Some
So
have to cheat and put live stuff on.
So this is the regular version, the demo version, the live version.
Yeah.
The one we messed up on, it's got a couple bloopers.
We got some other band that kind of sounds like us to cover it for this version.
Yeah.
Anyway, they are working. J.J. Abrams is working on a scripted show for about the history of U2. Any interest whatsoever?
Can't say I do.
Okay.
I mean, if it's going to be something we're going to cover, I might have to check it out. But if it's not, probably not.
I don't know. I mean, it might be worth checking out. I like it. If for nothing else, it'll at least have a killer soundtrack.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So,
Who would you cast as Bono?
oh geez, I don't know. Who would I cast as Bono?
Bono.
Bono. Chris Martin from Coldplay.
Perfect.
I was going to say Sting from the Police.
Somebody who's even older than Bono. Got it. Yes. Perfect. I don't know. I mean, I guess it really depends on
Clooney.
what era of U2 they're going to focus on. Are they going to focus on like when they all get together in high school in Ireland, or are they going to focus on like them as adults already as an established touring band when they kind of take over the world with the Zooropa and the Octoon Baby tours? And and that
What
stuff.
the what now?
They had a tour in the 80s called Achtung Baby, and then they had one called Zooropa. I don't
Okay.
remember which happened when, but I mean there was a time period in the late 80s, early 90s where U2 was like the top of the pyramid. Like you didn't get much higher in the music world than those guys were.
Hmm.
And then Bono kind of got a little political, and people started making fun of him. But he's kind of
Yeah.
he's kind of
What
come back.
happens?
He kind of came back down to a little bit less annoying, but
Does he still own like 5,000 pairs of sunglasses?
probably. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe you cast a bunch of unknowns.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're saying we got a chance?
I'm saying we don't.
Oh, come on.
Hey,
Jeremy
unless we-
might.
I mean, I don't know how your Irish accents are, but
Not
mine,
that great.
mine really kind of like always sneaks right back into like English or Australian. Like it doesn't really do well.
All right.
It fluctuates all over the place.
That's what you get when you travel the world.
Oh yeah, well yeah, because I've been to Peru. Well, I guess I've been to Germany. I've never been to Ireland though. I have watched an awful lot of Monty Python, which I don't know how that gave me a Scottish accent, but it did for a while. I haven't used it as much as I used to, so I think it went away. But well, let's stay in the music world and let's talk about Dolly Parton.
Okay.
All right, so the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I've been there.
I have also been there. I think we've debated the Rock and Roll Hall. I
That's
think we've
music.
debated the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame before. They need to stop calling it the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and just call it like the Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
Anyway, they put her on this year's nominees for induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And after a few weeks of being on the list, Dolly Parton came out and said, thanks, but no thanks. I am not rock and roll. I'm country. I don't think I should be in there. And tried to take her name off the list. And the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame looked at her and said, you can go fuck yourself. You're staying on the list.
It's our list. It's our list.
It's our list, and you can't tell us what to do.
We already set up all the shit. We're not changing it.
We printed the forms.
We've already started building your exhibit, so you're in regardless.
Yeah.
So
You can't reprint this.
So two of us have been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. When did you go?
Oh, I don't remember. Whenever I took that road trip to DC,
Okay, so
whenever they had that shooting at the Marine base at there, that was when I was on my way to DC. So whatever year that would have been,
all right. So you've been a little bit more recently than I have, but
2010, 2011, I think.
I think I went in 06, 07. So anyway, I mean, when I was there, they had the Lady Gaga meat dress. I mean, they had multiple rooms dedicated to the Beatles.
Yeah.
And they, like
Bunch of
when I was
Elvis, Janis Joplin.
when I was there, they had some massive Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd exhibit there. So but I think that was in the rotating exhibit. So I don't think that's.
They had the wall from that there when
Yeah.
I was there.
But I mean, it was very clear to me even then that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame wasn't. It was just basically the same way that when we want to talk about it, we just classify it as pop culture. When they're like, this is rock and roll. I'm pretty sure Dr. Dre is not rock and roll. He is today. Moving on. So, I don't know. I mean, if anybody deserves to be in a music hall of fame, it's probably Dolly Parton. But I mean, I agree with her. She's not rock and roll. I mean, but in the same token, like, look at who's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And you can say, well, this is not rock and roll. It's just about music, really.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because who made the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame last year? Was it Tupac or Snoop Dogg? Or I mean, it
I don't
was.
remember. Didn't Eminem go in?
No, I don't think he's been around long enough yet. I mean, they probably have some of his stuff there, but
Yeah, I don't remember who went in last year.
yeah, I don't either. But I mean, I know there is a lot of people in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that are not rock and roll. Here we go. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame members. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Rock Hall inductees. We are obviously not going to read it all, but just starting with A. The first one I find here, ABBA.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Not a fan, not rock. I mean, then you got Aerosmith, Alice Cooper, okay, the Animals, Louis Armstrong, amazing musician, but not rock. Chet Atkins, great musician, but not rock. So I mean, and then there's a bunch of names. Beastie Boys. Oh, they went in 2012, but
Wow.
although I would make the argument that they're more rock than
ABBA.
the Bee Gees
Uh,
or ABBA.
Yeah.
And okay, so I mean, all right. Anyway, I'm gonna stop looking at that list, or we're just gonna. Okay,
I'll do another segment. Rock or not rock?
rock or not rock. Everyone here on board with Elon Musk? Do we like Elon Musk? Not like Elon Musk?
He's all right.
I feel
He's fascinating.
he is fascinating. He challenged Vladimir Putin to a one-on-one fist fight to stop the war.
Oh, nice.
I don't think that's a good idea because
Yeah,
I
I think-
feel
I
like
think-
Putin could probably kick that guy's ass.
I think Putin might have a chance.
I also think that Putin has a chance, but I also wouldn't put it past Elon Musk to be like so rich that all he does is just train in like
He's like
Taekwondo-
a black belt, multiple black
Taekwondo,
belts.
Krav Maga. Like he's just like some sort of crazy, like, I don't know. Anyway, because he does, like, when he says he's going to do it, he does it, So, to the best of my knowledge, as of yet, Vladimir Putin has ignored his challenge. But I honestly think that is how we should end all wars. The leader of the country fights the other leader of the country.
Yeah.
There needs
All
to
right.
be terms set ahead of time of what is going to happen, and then that's how we start electing presidents. Who can win in a fist fight?
That'd be awesome.
Biden versus Trump in a fist fight. First our president. Secret Service comes diving in. Jeremy knows what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Wait, Jeremy has a lot of visits from Secret Service.
No, there's a game where you got to protect the president. President Rump.
President Rump. You play
Yeah.
as a member of the Secret Service, and it's all ragdoll physics.
Oh, what game is this?
I think it's Save the President or something like that. I don't remember what it was actually called. Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. I know everybody here is an actual fan of Christopher Lloyd.
Oh yeah. I was frozen today.
Excellent.
So I know that this one is actually going to be met with joy. Season 3 of Mandalorian, Christopher Lloyd.
Nice.
What's he doing? Or is that not announced?
They have not announced that yet. They've just said he's joining the cast.
Perfect.
I'm hoping that means more than an episode, but either way, like, it's still pretty exciting because have either of you watched Nobody yet?
Nobody's watched it.
Okay. I mean, I did tell you guys to watch it a couple months ago, but hey, whatever.
Ooh. Yikes.
Do you want to talk about things being told to watch that someone didn't do? Because I got somebody on my list.
Hey, I told you it was going to be a while before I gave you those back.
Oh, I was talking about down Periscope.
Oh,
Yeah, if I haven't watched Nobody, or I mean down Periscope, I sure as hell am not gonna watch Nobody.
Yeah. It's over a decade in the making.
I just want to see how long I can keep it up.
well, I mean, I would recommend watching Nobody before Down Periscope because I've seen Down Periscope, and while a fun movie, Nobody is way better.
What about
Because-
Pushing 10?
Don't you worry about pushing 10.
Pushing 10 is a decent movie too, but I would watch Pushing Down Periscope first.
Well, all those are going to be losing out tonight to Jackass Forever.
Yeah,
Oh, the D&B.
yeah, so much.
No, Christopher Lloyd is. I didn't even know he was in Nobody, but he is.
Nice.
Has a pretty fun role in it too, actually. But okay. Oh, I know we've talked about this show a couple of times. You know how Tim Burton's doing that Addams Family show for Netflix, I believe, and they're calling it Wednesday. That's going to be a grown-up version of like it's going to be Wednesday Addams in high school, and Catherine Zeta-Jones was Morticia, and Luis Guzman was Gomez, and
Omas.
Gomez. Well, and then we talked about how we all at the time we were like, well, as much fun as we like having Catherine Zeta-Jones as Morticia, we thought Christina Ricci should have been cast. But well, Christina Ricci is joining the cast of Wednesday, but it's going to be a brand new character, and they haven't said who or what she is going to be just yet.
Oh, okay. That's
I'm by me.
cool. Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Do we know who Wednesday is?
Give me a second. I have that written down, but for a much different list. I don't know. Here it is. Where is it?
It's a race between you two.
Who's gonna get it?
Oh,
You
here
get
it
it?
is.
Pen and paper versus internet.
Oh, here it is. Jenna Ortega.
Jenna Ortega. All right.
Come on down.
What has she ever done?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's so great.
Get cast in a Netflix show that Tim Burton is directing / producing.
Okay. I guess that's
fair.
pretty cool.
I mean,
Hey, she was in that. She was just in that new Foo Fighters movie.
oh, okay. I would
Yeah.
say. I mean, she's got to step up on us because she's actually been cast in something.
Scream 5.
Oh yeah, have either of you watched Scream 5 yet?
Not yet.
Nope.
Okay, it's not bad. It's not good, but it's not bad. And Jeremy, I sent you a list. I don't know, Justin, if I don't think I sent you the list. Maybe I should have sent.
I don't think so.
There was a list of the 150 greatest horror films of all time that I found. And Scream 5 was number 150, which I was like, no. Especially since I don't think Scream was actually anywhere on the list. Not that I remember. Maybe it was.
I don't remember. But
I don't know.
Jenna Ortega. Oh, she's in the movie X that just came out that I want to see. Sounded interesting.
yeah, someone told me to go see that. Oh, it was Damon. Yeah.
Oh, Babysitter Killer Queen, the second babysitter.
Second babysitter.
Yeah, did he have either of you seen either of the babysitter movies?
No.
Yeah. Yes.
Those are
Is
fun.
it
They're not.
Is it Robbie Amell's in those?
I believe so. Yes. Those are fun. They're not good, but they're fun.
Yeah.
Um,
They keep you entertained.
I guess Jenna Ortega was also in Jane the Virgin. So she's done a lot of Disney stuff
Oh,
or Nickelodeon stuff. So she was a kid actor who's making it big on her own outside of being in kid stuff.
All right.
That's always good to see with them doing stuff that's not getting in trouble.
Yeah. Good for her.
So Do either of you get the emails from Marcus Movie Theaters?
No. Oh shit! I just
Probably
knocked
not.
over a fucking water. No, I don't.
Because they they'll email you all the time about what movie is coming out, and always some sort of coupon for or just remember that Tuesday is $5 movies. They won't answer a tweet about you being on the podcast.
Well, when's the
Yeah.
last time you messaged him?
Oh, it's been a few months, but I've done
Ah.
it multiple times and they've never responded. Okay.
Call
But
us,
for-
Greg.
Come on, Greg. You know you want to.
Yeah.
Okay, so they did a classic movie bracket in honor of March Madness, and
What? They ripped
they
us
had-
off?
That's
yes,
our
they-
thing.
they did. And then you got like 10 points or 5 points, whatever it was, for every one that you got right, and moving on. So their first it was Caddyshack versus Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Ooh,
That's tough.
Caddyshack.
That's a tough, but I'm going Ferris Bueller's Day
I'm
Off.
going
all-
Caddyshack.
Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, Ferris Bueller won that one. Then they had Big Lebowski versus the original Vacation.
Wow. Jeez.
Big Lebowski.
Lebowski.
Vacation. Vacation won that one. Now remember, I voted, but I don't know how I'm not making this bracket. This is Goonies versus Labyrinth.
Can I sustain my vote from that?
Because you still haven't watched Goonies, have you?
I haven't seen either of those.
Really?
One day I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to hold you down and I'm going to make you watch. We're going to have a
All,
long
all,
day.
you, all you're gonna have to do is come to my house and turn it on. You're not gonna have to hold me down.
I've already did that anyways.
I'm gonna make you watch.
TV. I'm gonna sit on you and you're gonna
I'm
watch
gonna-
this movie.
I'm gonna make you watch Goonies, and I'm gonna make you watch A Christmas Story. Okay, so Goonies versus Labyrinth. Goonies won.
Nice.
Um,
How did they come up with the rankings? Did they
I
say?
don't know.
Yeah. I
Well,
have a
look-
system in play for how we do ours.
Yeah, they have classic. They just have it broken down: classic comedy, family, fantasy, and then we'll get to the other side in a second.
What a bunch of fucking amateurs.
Yeah. If Marcus, if Greg would have got a hold of us, I could have told him how to do this right.
Yeah.
I can't make out who is against Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. But it was Harry Potter won that one.
All right.
So now we're Ferris Bueller versus Vacation.
Ferris Bueller.
Ferris Bueller.
Ferris Bueller.
Yeah. Now it's Goonies versus Harry Potter.
Goonies.
Harry Potter.
Goonies. They had
I've seen that one.
they had Harry Potter winning.
What?
Yeah, basically, I almost like drove to Greg Marcus's office and punched him.
Turned his dad to dust.
So now it was Harry Potter versus Ferris Bueller.
Ferris Bueller.
Ferris Bueller.
Ferris Bueller. Somehow Harry Potter won.
Give me a break.
Box office numbers, maybe.
No, this was, I think, people voting.
Oh,
All right. Okay. So then ladies' night, they had Dirty Dancing versus Twilight.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Dirty Dancing.
Yeah.
I picked Dirty Dancing because, yeah. And then you had Clueless versus My Best Friend's Wedding.
Clueless.
Clueless.
Back to the Future versus Karate Kid.
That's that girls' night.
No, this is I meant to tell you, we're now in first in a series.
Okay.
Okay.
So Back to the Future versus Karate Kid.
Back to the Future.
Back to
Yeah.
the Future.
Back to the Future as well. Lord of the Rings versus Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Raiders.
Yeah, I go with the Raiders.
I don't know who I picked there. I probably picked Raiders as well. I mean, I do like Lord of the Rings, but Raiders won. So then it was Dirty Dancing versus Clueless.
Clueless.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
also picked Clueless. Dirty Dancing won. Back to the Future versus Raiders.
Tough one.
Back to
Back
the
to the
Future.
Future.
Back to the Future as well. Back to the Future versus Dirty Dancing.
Clueless.
The easiest pick of all time, Back to the Future.
Yes.
So now it's Back to the Future versus Harry Potter in the final.
Oh, I'm going to say Harry Potter because I'm assuming that's who won it. But I would pick Back to the Future.
I would also pick Back to the Future.
Same.
I don't know how the fuck Harry Potter won.
Wow. I'd like to meet some of the people that voted on this.
I'd like to see their bracketology here and how they came up with this stuff.
Yeah. But March 25th through the 31st. So, well, basically, as of a couple days ago through the next couple days, they're going to be showing Harry Potter and Back to the Future at select Marcus theaters because they won the bracket. But yeah, so I got that email and I was like, you've got to be shitting me. Listen, I enjoy Harry Potter. I've watched all the movies. In fact, my dad stole every copy of my Harry Potter movie that there is. So I need to get those back from him because, yeah, kind of like I stole your Batman, Justin. He stole my Harry Potters.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I mean, Back to the Future is such a. I mean, it's just. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
You don't get much better than that.
I agree.
All right. And then for our last topic, and I think possibly our most divisive topic, we're gonna delve it. All right, don't shut off on us, Jeremy.
Oh, don't tell me we're doing a sports topic.
We're doing a sports topic.
Oh, I'm shutting off.
No, but I
Jeremy's
think
going into rest mode.
but I think you're gonna be interested in this sports topic.
Okay.
ESPN
Yep.
made a decision. I think they've decided they want to kill Monday Night Football because Joe Buck and Troy Aikman.
Didn't we talk about this already?
Maybe privately,
I
but
think
this,
we briefly did.
but
I'm
this
sorry. Go ahead.
happened- this happened since we've recorded last.
Okay.
Joe Buck and Troy Aikman are taking over Monday Night Football
I'm glad.
because you don't have to stay up late and watch Monday Night Football anymore.
Yep. Well, that and most of the Packer games are going to be the Sunday game of the weeks. So I don't
Yeah.
have to listen to them do that. I don't watch every Monday night game, so I don't care.
Yeah, I never really could anyways in the past because of second shift. So
Oh.
this doesn't really affect me too much.
As long as the Packers don't play on Monday night, I don't care.
I mean, well, that was the thing. Like, I was like, okay, well, you freed me from having to watch Monday Night Football. But you've also guaranteed that I can now watch Sunday free of Joe Buck and Troy Aikman.
It's a win-win situation.
I also don't have to worry about them showing up on the Super Bowl anymore.
True.
Now,
I might have to worry. We might have to suffer through them for like one or two playoff games, but for the most part, like,
Well, what about the Manning cast?
that's what I think I was talking to Justin about this over text where that's all I'm watching Monday Night Football. Like, if they don't have a Manning cast that Monday, I'm not watching the game.
Yeah.
Just that's how that's going to be. Like, it's just,
Could always mute it and put on like some NFL Films music
yeah.
I could do that.
or your own commentary.
That's what I was going to say. We could do our own commentary for the games.
Well, maybe that's what we do. And we, because I know we've done that with Sunday night games, just record with the game on in the background. Cause I know that all three of us have been guilty of that.
What? No one's done that.
But, yeah, I mean, ESPN, I'm still a part of that little, like, whatever their little, like, we're going to send you surveys and have you fill these stuff out and we'll give you points. And after so many points, we'll give you money to, like, for Amazon cards or whatever. And they sent me one and they were like, you could tell they were so happy about getting Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. And cause like, they were like, oh, look. And they finally got to the point where like, it gave you like the write in whatever you want to say. And I was like, I'm never watching Monday Night Football again. Why would you do this? Like, it was bad enough I had to suffer through them on Fox. I'm not suffering through them on ESPN. Like, they are terrible at their jobs. Like, I don't like every so often you'll hear like Steve Zabin or even Bob and Brian sometimes like try to defend Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. Oh, they're not that bad. They're pretty good. No, they're terrible.
They're
They are
not good.
terrible. They are terrible at their jobs.
Yeah.
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 And
Like,
Joe,
I mean-
and Troy Aikman's bloodshot eyes.
Oh. I mean, I get that Chris Collinsworth might be worse because he's as much fun as watching paint dry.
It's calling for it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know if he's, I would watch a Chris Collinsworth game because at least I know I'm not going to be annoyed. I'm going to be bored. I might have a hard time staying awake, but
He gets some good zingers in there every once in a while.
as much as I didn't like him as a player, Tony Romo is probably the best guy.
Yeah, Romo's awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
He's very passionate about the topic.
And I like the fact that he's not as like blatantly biased as Troy Aikman is.
Yeah,
Um,
that's for sure.
I don't like Greg Olson very much. I don't think he's very good at his job. The new guy, the guy,
Yeah.
the tight end that just retired.
Yeah.
But anyway, and that was basically my Monday night football. My entire sports segment was just to say, why
Good-
would you?
good
Why
riddance.
Well, maybe it'll change after they see the ratings.
Now with the money
Yeah.
they're paying those guys.
Are they locked in for like a long-term thing?
that and ESPN had to like give Fox like a playoff game or two and like do some other stuff to get Joe Buck out of his contract early.
Whew. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know how many years they locked those two guys in, but they locked him in for a while.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But they have not said if Manningcast is going to continue.
Troy Aikman is set to make $90 million over 5 years.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
Let's see if I can find Joe Buck.
That's crazy.
I would imagine Joe Buck would be more because I would guess that they're going to lose Joe Buck on. Oh, that
Baseball.
means Joe Buck might not be doing baseball anymore.
Hmm.
Oh, never mind.
Joe Buck is between 60 and 75 million for 5 years.
Really, Aikman is making more.
I have been Joe Buck.
That is
Even though
surprising.
Joe Buck can do a lot more than Aikman.
That is surprising. I'm expecting then that means that Joe Buck and or Troy Aikman will also start showing up on NFL Tonight and probably doing remotes with
Maybe they'll start doing baseball games. Hear Troy Aikman calling a baseball game.
Yeah, that's because he barely understands football. So let's give him a sport he doesn't play. So all right, well, I over the course of the episode, I've told you some things that I've watched over the last couple of weeks. What have you guys watched?
Justin, take it away.
Well, I mentioned before, like I watched Jackass forever. Been having the games on in the background. Otherwise, I haven't been watching too much in the 2 weeks. I can't think of anything worth mentioning that I've watched.
I watched the new Spider-Man.
Oh yeah,
Finally, yeah. And I actually thought it was like already available for rental, but it wasn't. It was like to purchase, but I already had my mindset that I was going to watch it. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm just paying for this digitally on Amazon. So I spent the 20 and I got it on Amazon and I really liked it. So I'm all caught up with that now.
That's good.
So now that it's 4 months later, we can
Yeah. We could talk about it.
we can talk about it. The embargo has been lifted.
I could finally go listen to the beginning of that episode that you guys did.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we both really, really liked it. What was your impressions?
Yeah, I mean, of course, like, yeah, it was awesome. I really liked what they did. Just to see all those characters again was really made me feel warm and fuzzy. And I mean, I'm really excited now to see the new Doctor Strange movie after everything that transpired in this. That's really
Yeah.
my big takeaway.
Well, my thing is, I don't understand how Marvel, because they did it with Endgame, they did it with Infinity War, now they've done it with Spider-Man No Way Home, and taking all of these characters, all of these big name actors,
Mhm.
big, characters, and putting them all in a movie and not really making it feel like sometimes when they have a movie with 100 famous people and at the end of it you're just like, eh,
Mhm.
eh, or like they're like, oh, so and so is going to be in this movie, and it's like literally for like a 5-second cameo where the guy goes, hey, and that's it for the whole movie.
Yeah.
Like obviously certain people, like Tom Holland obviously got more screen time than some other people, and like surprisingly Alfred Molina got a lot of screen time, but like it didn't really feel like at the end of it like anybody got gypped or anybody didn't get as much, because like as much as like Lizard wasn't in the movie very much, like he still felt like they used his character enough.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't just like, oh, hey, then there's Lizard over there. Like,
Right.
Oh, there's
Where-
that guy in a cage.
Where like the new Batman movie, like you could have cut the entire Woman of Catwoman out and not changed the movie at all. Like there was no point for her being there. Like she was just superfluous and just another character for them to shove into the movie. So I don't know where Marvel can, where their writers are just that much better at it. I'm afraid that like if they keep going down this path, like at some point they're going to give us a movie where it's just like it's just Captain America, or like when they do when Sam Wilson takes over as Cap, because they
Mhm.
did that with the Falcon Winter Soldier series, and that's all. Like people are going to be like, "What? That's it? Just
Yeah.
one character? Just
Boring.
Yeah.
one
Yeah, where's the
one
rest of them?
one hero versus one villain? Like, come on, like
Yeah. I feel like they'll have to taper things down gradually now since it crescendoed so high. I mean, that
And
was a big movie.
yeah, I mean, now because you didn't see it in the theaters, when the portal opened up
Uh,
and Tobey Maguire stepped out, like were you by yourself?
I was watching it with my dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was there an audible gasp in the room of
I knew
Oh,
a lot going
bet, I
into it.
bet Ron just stood up and applauded.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, they did it.
Toby.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
Go ahead.
obviously it was like the worst kept secret in the world that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were going to be in the movie. Like clearly everybody knew.
Yeah. I mean, I started seeing spoilers for shit like almost immediately. And like on all the pages on Facebook that I follow, they're like, wasn't it cool when this happened? It's like, you fucking assholes. Like it wasn't even that long after the film they were doing that. Like they'd show screen grabs and stuff. So I
Yeah,
knew a lot about what was going on before I went into it.
I seen the thing before it even was released where they showed a picture of the cast and credits, and it said Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, like in there before it was released. And they're like, someone's getting fired for this.
Mm.
Yeah. Because I mean, Andrew Garfield even said like after the movie, like he had to lie to Emma Stone. Like Emma Stone kept calling him, "Come on, you're gonna do it? You're gonna do it? Are you in it? You in it?" And he's like, "No, I'm not." And then when she went and saw the movie, she called him and was like, "You fucker! Like you, like I had to lie to you.
Yeah.
They had a gun to my head." Like,
Yeah.
but I mean, at the same time, like with this Doctor Strange movie coming out, like hey, you guys have seen, we've kind of talked about it here or there, but I mean, the amount of rumors of the people who are supposed to be in this Doctor Strange movie, it is literally impossible. Like, I think people might end up hating this Doctor Strange movie because I think it's literally impossible for them to meet the expectations of what everybody is saying online. Like,
Yeah.
all of the people, they're like, oh, it's good. The Fantastic Four are going to be in it. Wolverine's going to be in it. Professor X is going to be in it. They're going to, and it's like, I mean, they released that one Doctor Strange trailer where you had a voice that did sound an awful lot like Patrick Stewart saying, should we tell him the truth? And people are like, oh, Professor X, he's going to be in it. Charles Xavier. Oh my God.
Isn't Deadpool supposed to be in it?
Deadpool. I mean, I don't.
Wolverine.
Did you see the fake posters that people were making for the Spider-Man movie before Spider-Man came out, where like it had King Kong and Godzilla and James Bond, because they were like, this is what you people are saying are going to be in this movie. It can't possibly be this big. And that's what a lot of people are saying with this Doctor Strange movie. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like, it can't. And I don't think, and somebody put on there after that one trailer came out, like, oh, confirmed Professor X. And I commented on my friend's page, like, I'm going to laugh so hard when Patrick Stewart is either A, playing a character not named Charles Xavier, or B, it's just some guy who kind of sounds like Professor X, and they totally did it as a fake out. Like, it's not him at all. Like, it's, I mean, I'm going into it with an open mind because, well, Doctor Strange is one of my favorite comic characters, but it's also like, I know it can't possibly lead up to what everybody is saying.
Yeah, there's no way.
So, I'm going into it going, I doubt very seriously that that's how they're going to introduce Fantastic Four. As a throwaway cameo in a Doctor Strange movie. Like,
be pretty ballsy.
I doubt. I don't know if this is how we get the introduction to the mutants. I know I've been saying since they said, well, basically since the end of Endgame, that this is how we're going to get the mutants. They're going, something that happened because of the snap, or now that we've been introduced to the multiverse, this is how they're going to bring the mutants in, because you can't retrofit, or not retrofit, but you know what word I'm looking for.
Retroactively, or retro words.
Yeah, more retro words. You can't sit back and go, oh, well, Professor X has had his school for the gifted in, going on the whole time, and that all of the X-Men have just literally ignored everything that was happening. Like,
every traumatic thing, they're just like, not today. We'll get the next one.
Yeah.
What, aliens are attacking New York? No, we'll sit this one out.
But we got exams in the morning.
What, this is happening over here? No, we'll sit this one out too. Oh, what? An alien being just came and snapped half the world out of existence? Also going to sit that one out. Portals have started opening up, and creatures from other dimensions are coming through. We're also going to sit this one out. Doctor Strange has been attacked. Now we're in.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I mean, they will find a way to figure it out, and that's how they're going to do it. They're going to open up a portal, or it's going to be something that happens in Ant-Man Quantumania or Quadrophenia or whatever they're calling that next Ant-Man movie. Something from the negative zone that they already started exploring in Ant-Man and the Wasp will bring the mutant gene into effect. Maybe even something that Wanda did with WandaVision, where she took over a whole town.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, she did make that one random guy be Quicksilver.
Yeah.
And kind of gave him powers for a little bit. So, maybe something she did there,
Right.
But I watched for the first time. They finally put it up on Tubi. Toxic Avenger,
Nice.
Classic.
trauma film, which man, it is a beautiful film in that it is so cheesy and so bad, but so much fun. I love trauma films.
Yeah, they're pretty fun.
There's
Sure.
I just noticed, I don't know if they just put it up there. I know that it hasn't been up for, I mean, because I have that Just Watch app that I use, and it just messaged me because I looked up Toxic Avenger a couple other times and it wasn't anywhere. So it messaged me, "Hey, you've looked up Toxic Avenger. It's finally streaming on Tubi." I was like, "Thank you. Know what I'm watching now." So I don't know if they've had, if they just got a trauma load, or if they've always had a big load of trauma and I just noticed it for the first time. But I'm probably going to start watching trauma films more often. So instead of binging Batman like I've been doing the last couple of weeks, like you complained about, I'm going to start
It wasn't a
watching.
complaint. It was a suggestion.
And I have watched a lot of Batman this week, a lot of Adam West Batman.
That's the good stuff.
Oh man, it's so much fun. I just watched an episode with the Riddler, the one John Aston Riddler episode instead of Frank Gorshin. And they're like, on the other side of town, in a warehouse, soon to be named, the No Man Puzzle Company. And like the sign literally says, coming soon, like the warehouse soon to be known as, like they have. Oh, some of the level of cheesiness that was that show it's sublime, really. Like it is so much fun.
Where is that available? Where do I watch? Where can I see that?
When I'm done with Justin's DVDs, I'll give them to you instead of back to him.
He's got my Blu-ray set of all the old Batman shows.
Nice.
I'm almost done with season 2, so I can give you season 1 and 2 next time we come over. So
perfect. I know he won't mind.
Yeah, as long as it's not at the same time as the rest of the stuff you borrow.
That doesn't bother me. I'll let you borrow it.
Thanks.
Okay, well, anything else? Any topics that anybody wants to bring to the table?
Did we talk about that new James Bond reality show that's coming to Amazon Prime?
We did not, but we can.
All right. Did you hear about this one?
I did.
Yeah. So I guess it's going to be like The Amazing Race. Kinda. They're visiting like famous locations from the Bond films.
I'm not going to lie. I went to the sign up page and I was about to start signing up. But it said you had to have a valid passport, which I don't have.
I'm surprised you don't.
Mine expired. So I didn't renew it. So now I have to go through the whole process again.
Right.
So, I gotta take the time and spend some money and go get that done.
Well, maybe on season 2, then, if this show does well, you can sign up for that.
Well, it said it was 2 people teams, and I was like, me and Jeremy, James Bonding around the world.
Hell yeah, that'd be awesome, man. I would love to do something like that.
Where are you on your James Bond adventure, Justin?
The 4th film I'm on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I should probably go downstairs and maybe I should do that instead of watching Batman.
Yeah, it's great to borrow stuff from people and then just be like, I'll get back to you eventually. And all of us were just like, that's fine, whatever.
It's like we're living in a commune. We just share everything, and you might not ever see it for a long time.
Well, did you see the Netflix?
I know you have it, and I know it's safe.
Yeah.
Did you see that Netflix claims they're gonna start charging more money for people who are sharing passwords?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
luck.
Good luck.
That's either gonna kill Netflix or it's gonna make me have to get Netflix on my own, I would assume. I don't know.
I thought about that.
We'll see.
if they do that and that like it just gets canceled from my house, I'm like, yeah, I'd probably be okay with it. I got so many other streaming services. Netflix is the one that gets used the least.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I turn it on. I don't know. Jess has been watching so much on Paramount and Peacock that I don't know. She was watching Netflix a lot, but she uses Netflix a lot to go to sleep too.
Mm.
But yeah,
It tells you a lot about the state of Netflix.
Yeah.
well, I know
Outside
that
of a
too.
couple things like The Witcher and what Umbrella Academy.
I've been meaning to watch Umbrella Academy. Is it any good?
It's really good.
Yeah. Witcher, I'm not sure I have much interest in, but maybe I'll watch it. I don't know.
Even if you've never played the games or anything, it's enjoyable.
Okay, all right.
Every
still
time
need-
sorry, go ahead.
I said I need to use Netflix to finish off The Walking Dead, but I keep putting that off.
Yeah, every time I am about to give up on Netflix, they just announce one project that keeps me holding on. Like, for instance, just recently, the 90s show. I really am curious to see how they're going to do that.
I have not heard of that one. What are they doing?
That 90s show?
The 90s show.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we've literally talked about this multiple times on the episode. And I'm like,
Wow.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I would hope you're familiar with that one. I think I learned it from you.
Oh, look at me, the leader of a pop culture podcast, can't remember anything. What are you talking about this show?
That's
yeah,
my role.
kind of excited for that one. I think it's nice to see that they kept the basement basically intact. Saw
Yeah.
a set photo of that. Yeah.
Yeah, that does look fun. So, all right. Well, are we?
That's it.
Okay. Well, if you're ESPN and you've decided you don't want to have people watch Monday Night Football and you want to pay a lot to do that, or you're Marcus Movie Theaters and somehow had Harry Potter beating, well, Ferris Bueller and Back to the Future,
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Mhm.
or you've challenged the leader of Russia to a fist fight, just remember,
Yeah.
stupid never walks alone.
Yeah.
Do you love movies of a certain age? Do you miss the days of VHS tapes and VCRs and video rental stores? Is the thought of another 80s movie being remade seem inconceivable? If you want to go back to school, back to the future, or even back to the beach, then the 80s Flick Flashback Podcast is for you. I'm Tim Williams, the creator and host, and on each episode, I'm joined by a guest co-host as we revisit a different 80s flick to discuss our first-time watch memories, iconic scenes, and even learn some behind-the-scenes stories along the way. New episodes drop every other Friday on your favorite podcasting platform. So make like a tree, get out of here, and go listen to an episode of the 80s Flick Flashback Podcast.